Hello everyone, Otaku here, and welcome to my second character spotlight for Rivals of Aether Workshop. This character we're going to be doing today is called Liz, so let's get right into it. Before we get into it, there's a little bit of background info we're going to need to know for Liz's gimmick, so we should probably discuss that first. So this gimmick that Liz has is called Octave Meter. When Liz lands a successful hit on an opponent, or parries an opponent, a meter appears below her. Liz must perform an attack in succession, so that way her meter fills up completely. If done successfully, a music note gets added near her health bar. This music must be repeated until the player collects 8 music notes. Upon collecting the 8th note, Liz's aerials become as powerful as a strong attack. But if Liz gets hit, she loses a note for each hit. And if she's full octave, she loses 2 notes. You'll know Liz is full octave when she glows pink, and this will power up all of her aerials and her neutral B, like I said before. This makes them really strong. Alright, so let's begin. Her jab is her touching the enemy. This literally just hits them. It doesn't send them much anywhere, but it sends up a little bit. Her forward tilt is her kicking in front of her. This kicks the enemy in the direction she's kicking and has pretty decent knockback. Her up tilt has a megaphone come out of her backpack. This hits opponents above her, and it's a 2-hit move, so it's pretty good. Her down tilt is her sliding, which kicks enemies with her foot while she's sliding. And finally, her dash attack is performing a dive roll, pushing the enemy back. Now, as stated before, Liz's aerials are extremely important due to her central gimmick. Now let's begin with neutral air. Neutral air is her first aerial that we're going to be talking about today with Liz. And it's Liz rotating herself in the air. It's a very good combo starter. But with full octave, this move becomes Octave Nair. Oh god. Octave Nair. Octave Nair. Octave Nair. Oof, sorry about that. I'm just having a little bit of flashbacks based on what's happened to me in almost every tournament that we've had in Extended Workshop. But all jokes aside, Octave Nair is an extremely good kill option and can kill people as low as 50%. This move is very deadly and you have to be very careful of it. Forward air is Liz kicking in front of her. If you've seen Crag forward air, it looks very similar. This move also has an octave version as well, which is very good for finishing up combo chains off stage and can kill off there. Now down air is Liz taking off her backpack and swinging it downwards. It does have a spike, but it's very hard to hit because it's on the late hitbox. So if you're smart, you can probably hit it very easily. I was personally having troubles hitting it, but that's just because I'm bad at this game. The octave version is like the other octaves, makes the move a little bit better. It does power it up decently well. I still wouldn't suggest using it over Octave Fair or Octave Nair, but it's still pretty good. And up air is Liz flipping in the air. This is what most Liz's use as a combo move because it's very fast and has almost no knockback. This has an octave version as well, but most Liz's won't go for it because it's not as good as any of the octave versions, so it's not really used that much. And the last air we're going to be talking about today is Octave Back Air, or just back air in general. Octave back air, and back air blows a little flame behind her and it propels her forward, kind of like a jetpack. This is actually 2 separate hitboxes. There's one in front of Liz because she's hitting them forward from momentum, and there's one behind because it's an explosion behind her. This move is really strong, and the octave version is also really strong as well. Now for her specials. Liz's neutral special is Liz throwing a time grenade. This move is very good for edge guarding because the amount of knockback it has, basically. Forward special is Liz swinging her arms upward, and if an enemy gets caught, they're put into grab. This move is extremely good for approaching because you can just throw it out, and if your opponent gets hit by it, they'll get grabbed, and then they're all yours from that point. Down special is Liz engulfing herself into a music note. This is basically Liz's shine. It can be cancelled if the move hits or if the rhythm bar is active. And finally, her up special is Liz pulling a propeller out of her backpack, which brings her upwards. This is a really good recovery and pretty good overall. Now finally, we're going to be talking about Liz's strongs, which are all really strong. Her up strong is Liz stomping her foot and a boxing glove comes out of her backpack. This move is a really good kill option like most of her strongs are. Her F strong is Liz forming a guitar out of thin air and slamming it in front of her. This is Liz's most powerful strong attack by far and kills really early. Its only weakness is that it's really slow, but it can be used in edge guarding because of the size of it, so it's very useful there. And finally, her down strong is Liz dropping to the ground doing a split. This hits enemies front and back, and it's extremely fast, so it's a pretty good option to throw out sometimes. Liz overall is an extremely good fighter in the workshop meta right now, and she's a force to be reckoned with. She's overall very technical, and if you're good with using her octave meter and her aerials, then you can reap huge rewards. She's one of the top tier characters right now in the extended workshop tournaments. If you'd like to participate or learn more about the character, I'm leaving a link to the extended workshop server in the description, and you can ask any questions you have there. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time for the next character review.